Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and thanks for being here. So, I never technically set out to necessarily become a CMO. Honestly, I didn't even necessarily set out to become a marketer, like specifically. I just knew one thing: I didn't want to stay stuck, and I wanted to be capable of creating in a way that was valuable to the marketplace, whether that was on my own or inside a company. A lot of people don't talk about this part, but that's really where it starts. Not with ambition, not with a career plan, but with that quiet, uncomfortable feeling that you're made for more than the box you're in. And for me, that box was a dead end job. There's a whole other story about that, but we can save that for another day. I I was burnt out, depressed, and I was watching everyone around me do the same thing every day. Show up, float through each day, and stay comfortable. Then I realized something that changed my entire trajectory. If I was willing to learn, really learn, I could become valuable. That realization was the ignition moment. Not the day I became a CMO, not the day I got promoted, not even the day I joined the company I'm with now. It's the moment I realized I didn't have to stay where I was. Before I ever thought like a CMO, I went through the same frustrations a lot of marketers feel today. I had so much I wanted to offer, but I was invisible, just the graphic designer. No direction, no clarity, no strategy. Every day felt like walking into chaos and trying to build something meaningful out of scraps. And it was exhausting. But it also taught me one of the most important lessons of my career. If there isn't a runway for you, sometimes you have to build the runway first. That mindset shift would end up changing everything for me later. By the time I joined Tier 1, I had gained enough experience to start seeing gaps, like real gaps, the kind that slow companies down and like cap their potential. The company was a strong, growing brand, but it didn't have like a clear business identity. It wasn't scalable. It wasn't defined. It wasn't architected. It relied heavily on a personal brand's momentum, which is powerful, but not enough to build a long term, resilient company. So when I started creating designs, we're talking shirts, printed assets, anything, I realized something shocking. There was no decision tree or brand direction. There was no identity to design from. And that's when it hit me. If I wanted to grow here, I needed to build the thing I would grow on. So I did. The first real breakthrough happened when I decided to create a full brand Bible and style guide. No one asked me to do it for it. No one told me to do it. It it didn't even exist conceptually inside of the company. I built it by listening to customers, listening to the team, and remembering what the brand meant to me when I was a customer long before I was an employee. When I presented it to the owner, he said, "This is one of the coolest things I've seen come out of the company." he's not the type to give out compliments freely. You really got to earn those. So that was a moment. But the bigger impact, it became the foundation for the Tier 1 brand as it is today. That's when I realized you don't have to wait for permission to think like a CMO. You just have to start solving CMO level problems. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that thinking like a CMO isn't about a title. It's about how you see the game. Here are the mindset shifts that changed everything for me. Number 1, not all attention is created equal. Views don't equal value. Virality doesn't equal brand. Number 2, the company wins when the people win. Sometimes your highest ROI task is solving a human problem. Number 3, delegation is a growth tool. Getting stuck in the weeds caps your potential. Letting go multiplies it. Number 4, long-term brand is greater than short-term dopamine. Viral hits feel good, don't get me wrong, but brand reinforcing content builds empires. Number 5, big picture thinking isn't optional. It is the job. Your value is the clarity you bring to the chaos. These weren't necessarily things I read in a book either. I learned them from running a brand during real pressure. Thinking like a CMO requires building systems that keep you effective. Here are some that made a huge impact and changed everything for me. Long-term thinking in a short-term world. So when sales dip for 2 days, everyone panics, but my job is to steady the ship and not react emotionally. Designing my day around priorities. I wear a lot of hats, and I struggle with that a lot. But when I build my day intentionally, my impact multiplies significantly. Daily learning, not just marketing, not just leadership, industry intelligence. Understanding your industry is a powerful cheat code, by the way. These habits compounded, and over time, they changed how people saw me and how I saw myself. Before I ever had the title CMO, I realized something. I was already doing the work. Teams that had been stagnant for years started moving. Departments that never talked were suddenly aligned. The company started growing in ways it never had. And I found myself genuinely fascinated with leadership, with understanding why people do what they do and how to bring out the best in them. That's when it clicked. A title doesn't make you a CMO. Thinking like one does. And if you take anything from my story, let it be this. You don't wait to be told you're a leader. You don't wait to be given a strategy. You don't wait for someone to hand you a runway. You build it. And if you do that consistently enough, and long enough, one day you'll look up and realize you've already become what you've been working towards. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.